Welcome back to the course on hybrid electrical vehicle. So in this video we're going to discuss about different type of DC motors. In the last video we had discussed so what is a DC motor, what are the components in it, and so what are the the basic principles of working, basic principle behind the working of DC motors. So I just straight away most of the types of DC motors. The DC motor is classified into three type. One is permanent magnet DC motor and electromagnet DC motor, as well as brushless DC motor. I just want to recap the things. The DC motors works with principle of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, as well as Fleming's left hand rule. So I just want to revise the things. Uh, the Faraday's law states that when you place the current carrying conductor between the magnetic flux, this current carrying conductor induces some mechanical force. This mechanical force is helped to rotate the rotor in its own axis. So this induced mechanical force follows the law of Fleming left hand rule. He stated that, and the three fingers show the direction of induced mechanical force, direction of magnetic flux, as well as direction of supply current. Yeah, in this in this Fleming left hand rule, the middle finger shows the direction of supply current in the current carrying conductor, and the forefinger shows the direction of magnetic lines, and the thumb finger shows the direction of induced mechanical force. So these are some basic working principle of DC motor. And so this is the first type of DC motor, is a permanent magnet DC motor. So as we discussed in the last video, the motors having stator, rotor, armature, field winding, and commutator brush, as well as bearing and shaft. The permanent magnet DC motor having a permanent magnet, and it is act as a stator. So you can see, so there is in the outer area you have a stator. It is a permanent magnet. So this permanent magnet is act as a stator, and it helps to create a magnetic flux around the armature winding. So when you supply the current to the armature winding through the brush as well as commutator, and it's try to rotate in its own axis as based on the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction and Fleming left hand rule. So here you can identify that in permanent magnet DC motor there will be a permanent magnet of stator. And second is electromagnet DC motor. So you can see here you have a diagram cross section of electromagnet DC motor. So the only difference between permanent magnet and electromagnet DC motor is in electromagnet DC motor you have using pole shoes instead of permanent magnet. So here you can see two set of permanent magnet. It is placed in the yoke. Yoke is a yoke is a part to make a production over the to make a production to the inside components from the dust as well as moisture content. So here you have a two set of pole shoes. It having two poles, south as well as north. So over the pole shoes, I just make a mark. So these are the portion, we can say that pole shoes. So over the pole shoes we have a number of windings. So this winding is called as field winding. So the field winding, which is help to make it helps to energize the pole shoes to act as a electromagnet. So when you supply the current to the field winding, this it energizes the pole shoes and create a magnetic flux around it. So these magnetic flux help to rotate the rotor inside it. So the battery is going to be, the motor is going to be rotated. Again in the inner side we have a same components what we had in the permanent magnet DC motor. So here you have armature winding and armature slot and commutator and brushes, right? The commutator which is help to to ensure the current flow in one direction, and then brushes to supply the current from battery to commutator, right? And the third, the electromagnet is further classified into three type. It is further classified based on the windings. So it is purely classified based on the winding between stator as well as rotor. So first one is series motor, and second one is shunt motor. So, based on the windings, it has been classified into three type. First one is series motor, and the second one is shunt motor, and third one is DC compound motor. So first one is DC series motor. In this kind of motor, both field winding as well as armature winding having is placed in this series. It is called as DC series motor. From this image you can see here you have both series as well as armature winding as well as field winding placed in series in a circuit, so that it is called as DC series motor. Where the in DC series motor, the armature and field winding are connected in series with each other as shown in figure. And the resistance of the series field winding is much smaller as compared to the resistance of armature, and the flux which is induced in the field winding is directly proportional to the amount of current which is passes through it. So it can be denoted as pi is directly proportional to IA or IS. IA is nothing but current which is flow through the armature winding, and IS is nothing but current flow which is through field winding, is nothing but series winding. And hence in DC series motor the flux does not remains constant. You just keep in your mind, in DC series motor the induced flux is it could not it should not constant. It purely depends upon how much amount of current which is passes through it. And second type is parallel motor. In this kind of motor both field winding as well as armature winding placed in parallel as shown in figure, and the resistance of shunt field winding is always much higher than that of armature winding. This is because the number of turns of the field winding is more than that of armature winding. The resistance which is the resistance is nothing but the force which is against the current flow, right? If you have a number of winding, the resistance rate is also keep on increasing with the depends on winding. And third type is DC compound motor. In this kind of motor, and the field winding as well as armature winding is placed in parallel as well as series as shown in figure. Here you can see the series field winding as well as armature winding is parallel to the shunt winding, so that it is called as compound DC compound motor. And it is further classified into two type: long shunt compound motor as well as short shunt compound motor. The long shunt compound motor is nothing but, from this diagram you can easily understand that. In short, you can see the left side image. It is a long shunt compound DC motor. Here the resistance the shunt winding is parallel to both series winding as well as armature winding, so that it is called as long shunt compound DC motor. I just repeat again. In a long shunt DC compound motor is nothing but, and the field winding, the shunt winding which is parallel to both series winding as well as armature winding. And the right side you have a short compound DC motor. The short compound DC motor is nothing but the the shunt winding which is parallel to the series winding. It is sorry in short shunt compound motor. From the right side image you can see that the shunt winding is series winding and parallel to the armature winding, so that it is called as short shunt compound kind of motor. And these are some advantages of DC motors. First one is it is efficient and reliable and quick response since high ratio of torque to rotor ratio. And next advantage is controlled speed and reversible. And last advantage is more steady and compact. When you compare to the other kind of motors, it is very compact and sensitive, and it creates enough amount of torque, and then it is quite silent compared to the other kind of motors. And also to have some drawbacks, brush wear. So in the DC motor, you have a brush as well as commutator. The brush plays a major role to supply the current to the commutator, and then the commutator just passes the current to the armature winding, right? So the commutator is movable one, and brush which is moves, fixed one which is moves over the commutator, right? So due to the continuous rotation, the brush is going to be weared out, so that we have to replace the brushes in subsequently. So we have to spend some more money to replace the brushes. So this is one of the drawback. And then so due to the if you are using weird brushes, it may cause some sparks, so these spark create some accidents or explosion. So explosion may happen, right? So it is one of the disadvantage. And then it is creates some amount of noise compared to compared to brushless kind of DC motor. So these are some drawbacks when you are if when you are using permanent magnet DC motor as well as electromagnet DC motor. So to overcome this issue, we have one more option, that is brushless DC motor, right? So in the next video, we're going to discuss the one more type, that is brushless DC motor. Thank you.